Hey there guys, CrossFlux here and welcome back to Let's Play Teslagrad. In today's episode we're going to continue our ascent up the Tesla Tower and we're going to start things off by obtaining the second power-up of the game, the Blink Boots. These are my favorite power-up in this game, and not only that, I would go as far as to say that they're my favorite power-up in any platformer game that I've ever played. They're very similar to Mega Man X's dash move, except it's more immediate and it allows you to get past obstacles such as walls. So that little area there is easy enough to get through as long as you blink. Another awesome thing about these boots is not only are they stylish, I mean look at those things, but they also help you move across the ground quicker because there's a pretty short cooldown on the blinking, so you can use it to just expedite your travel across rooms. And just like how when we first obtained the magnet glove, the next few areas of the game are pretty much designed to kind of show you what the blink boots are capable of and kind of getting you used to the cooldown on them and stuff like that. Also, another thing is with the blink boots in our possession, we're actually able to backtrack a little bit earlier into the tower and pick up a few scrolls that we've missed. But I think I'll wait to do some of the backtracking in this game for once we get one more power up, because I figure why not just do all the backtracking at once. Anyways, here these pretty hideous looking creatures are called Grues, and they're going to be blocking our path, so we're going to have to take the scenic route. So using some power plants to get across the ceiling there, using electric gate to crush them, and this is another one of those scrolls that will be taunting us for a little while, as we need the third power up in the game to be able to access that. Alright. Obviously, since the blink boots are my favorite power up in the game, this area of the game tends to be one of my favorite areas to traverse because it's pretty much all blinking all the time. And plus, there's waterfalls here. Who doesn't love a good waterfall in a video game? I am a little let down, however, that there's not any like hidden secrets or anything behind them, since it's, you know, just a 2D side-scrolling kind of game. I'm not really sure how you're able to get away with that. I mean, isn't it like video game design rule number 1 that you put a secret behind a waterfall? I don't know. Come on, guys. Anyways, traversing onwards, we're actually greeted with another scroll. Now this is the first scroll that I obtained on my very first playthrough of the game, and it takes a little bit of practice to get that timing of the blinking right, but you'll get the hang of it after a few failures, I'm sure. Or if you're good enough, you could probably just do it on your first try. I know I certainly wasn't. It took me, I don't know, maybe a dozen times or more to do that one, but at least I was tenacious. Alright. Now some of this area coming up here is going to try my patience just a little bit. One thing about me is I tend to be really impatient, at least when it comes to video games. So I tend to screw up a lot of platforming challenges and stuff just because I didn't feel like waiting for the proper timing. So most of these challenges aren't that bad. But for right now, I'm going to hush my mouth and take a look at this cutscene. Alright. Now, it seems this tower seems to double as some sort of classroom or learning institute. So perhaps these blue-hooded people were studying a form of science or something, which is why they were able to make these inventions like the magnet glove and the blink boots. And as a result, it would make sense that there would be classrooms here teaching the students about the history of their kingdom and stuff. So what I kind of gather from that little cutscene is the prince at that time, or perhaps he was still king, the red cloaked king, was actually defending the nation of Electropia from barbarian invaders, and he used the Teslamancer's sword crown kind of object in order to help him progress and beat off the defenders. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my train of thought here. I'm trying to explain that story a little bit while trying to solve this puzzle at the same time. Basically, you need to use this pile of blocks here in order to ride them as makeshift platforms so that you can get into these alcoves, magnetize them, and create an opening to pick up a secret scroll. Make sure you hit that yellow button down there though, so that it shuts off this electric gate, because otherwise you're going to be having some sad times. Alright, now before we progress a little bit further to the right, if we climb up here and head into this room, we're actually greeted with one more cutscene. Alright, a grim twist of fate. Seems the king wasn't satisfied with just ruling Electropia. It seemed he wanted to use the power given to him by the Teslamancers to expand his kingdom just a little bit. Obviously, the Teslamancers didn't really want anything to do with that expedition, so they refused to assist him, and he failed in his conquest, resulting in kind of a divide. So now those posters at the very start of the game seem to make a little bit of sense. Perhaps the king blamed the Teslamancers for his failure, and as a result, he decided to hunt them down, seeing them as betrayers or possibly traitors to the nation. Anyways, I'm gonna progress a little bit further in the game here. Make sure you get the timing right on those blocks. Unless you've gone through this area a dozen times, like I have at this point, and you kind of know the timing of those blocks, I wouldn't really mess around until you kind of wait for the right opportunity. Oh, see, I almost screwed it up there. Alright. There's a few little hidey holes along the areas, waiting for those orb walkers to come back through and send out a magnetic signal that will pull these blocks back. That's weird. I've never seen them be screwed up that much before. Normally they go at a kind of a timed interval, but I guess because I messed up with their pattern walking through that little area to get to the secret scroll in the top left corner of the screen, probably screwed up the timing of that room a little bit. But if you're patient, like surprisingly enough I kind of was for once, it's not too bad. Use the walls to protect yourself. Now this is one of my favorite rooms in the game just because you get to see an entire backdrop of the city of Teslagrad. Now one thing that kind of confuses me though is this little statue over here in the bottom right corner of the screen. It seems that both the king and the Teslamancer cared for this woman that they're depicting. Perhaps she's a martyr of some sort? Or my personal theory is perhaps she is the female Teslamancer showed off in the trailer for the sequel to this game, A World to the West. I have a feeling that she might be that character, and perhaps she did some important stuff, and they dedicated a monument to her. Like I said, just a personal theory. I don't actually know what that means. Perhaps it is explained in this game. So if anyone down there knows what it means or has an idea, I'd love to hear about it. Alright, so progressing upwards, we're going to make it up this giant tree with a little bit of graffiti. Oh, come on, guys. You can't screw up a tree like that. That's rude. It actually depicts some stuff that we'll see much later on in the game that becomes important. So, it's one of the many things that's really great about this game. There's that attention to detail. Each time I replay through this game, I notice something completely different that just makes me happy inside. Alright, I think we're going to progress just a little bit further. I, stupidly enough, didn't really make a timer or anything, so I have no idea how long the video's been going on for, but I'm sure we're drawing close to a close. Oh, okay. Just gotta be quick, I guess. There we go. Alright, now head off to the right. It is a room that we can't get the scroll in until we get the next power up in the game, so I'm gonna ignore it for now. Alright, we're gonna progress just a little bit further. Make it up this little, it looks kind of like a drainage tunnel. Yeah, see, there's the scroll there, but we wouldn't be able to access it just yet. But we'll be able to access it soon enough. We will, however, be able to get one more scroll today. Assuming I don't screw up the platforming too much. Alright, just a little bit further. We're going to have to make use of our blink boots and take a couple leaps of faith. And just trust that the platforms are aimed just right. Alright, good. There we go. Got one more scroll. I'll take a look at the scrolls in depth after maybe the backtracking episode, so that we actually have enough that's worth taking a peek at, because otherwise it won't make too much sense. But actually, before I climb up the rest of this tower, I think I'm going to go ahead and call the episode right here, and I'll meet you guys back in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a blessed day.